Okay, so guys, can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can see.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So in last session, like last Saturday, we have completed uh, static routing. In static routing, we have covered network-based routing, host-based static routing, uh, default routing, and one was that
Floating static routing.
floating. Yes. So today we will start with dynamic routing. Okay, but there is some confusion. I was going through the like current syllabus of CCNA 200301, but it's a little bit confusion. Somewhere in some books, uh, EIGRP is covered. In some of the books, only OSPF is covered. RIP is not there in any of the books. Okay, like if I check the CCNA authentic book, there also I have not found RIP v2, RIP. But still, for better understanding, we will cover all these three things: RIP, OSPF, EIGRP, so that we can understand why, what is the difference between like uh, distance vector and link state routing protocol, and why this distance vector routing protocol is getting obsolete day by day. What is the reason behind that, and what was the advantages and disadvantages of that distance vector routing protocol, which is EIGRP is also the distance vector, but it's a advanced distance vector. Okay, so we will discuss on that as well. So should I start now? Okay, we have 90 people now. Okay, if you guys have any question from previous sessions, if any doubts, because I was getting personal message from few of the members that they are still facing some issue and some understanding issue with static and dynamic routing. So if you guys have any confusion or any questions, you can ask me before I start. Any question, guys? No? So should I start today now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So the very first thing, like in the last session also we have covered the difference between static routing and the dynamic routing. First of all, let me write here. Okay. So with the word dynamic, we can understand it's automatic. Okay. And static means manually, right? So the first difference we can understand through the word static and dynamic. In static, whenever we were configuring static routing, we were uh, like creating the routing table manually. Okay, we were giving the instruction to the router. If you want to go to that destination network or any other destination network, which path you need to follow. But in dynamic routing, as per the word, it's a dynamic, so we do not have to inform or like tell the router like which path he needs to select for reaching the destination. It will automatically share their information with their neighbor routers. Okay, so uh, the very first thing in the dynamic routing we will cover today, we have sorry, link state, distance vector, distance vector routing protocol, link state routing protocol, and uh, route vector. Distance vector, there are RIP, EIGRP, link state we have OSPF, and route vector is BGP. These are distance vector and link state is basically used in local area network, whereas BGP used in ISP end. Okay, is it clear? Now, there are two kinds of dynamic routing protocol. One is IGP, Interior Gateway Protocol, and one is EGP. These all are the routing protocols which is interior. As I told you that this routing protocols we configured in the local area network or the LAN end. BGP as it's worked on ISP end, so that is the exterior gateway protocol. Yes, Nitex. Hello. Okay. Now, so today and tomorrow, in these 2 days, we will cover, like my target is to cover all these three routing protocol, RIP, OSPF and EIGRP. So today we will start with basic concept and basic difference between RIP, EIGRP and OSPF, like distance vector routing protocol and link state routing protocol. And then we will check the configuration of RIP v2 and OSPF. If possible OSPF, else we will cover OSPF tomorrow. Okay. Now, let me take the second screen. Before understanding the dynamic routing protocol, we have to understand what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages of static routing protocol. Then only we will be able to understand what are the what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages of dynamic routing protocol, what are the limitations in dynamic routing protocol. Okay, so first we will start with static. Advantages and advantages of static. Anyone can say like what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages of static routing protocol?
Hello.
Yes, BD.
Advantage is it automatically converts. Disadvantage is if the link fails, then we will have to
Okay.
many problems arises if the
Advantages is it's automatically. Advantage is automatic of static. I don't think so. Static is not automatic. It's manual.
Hello?
Yes, question.
Yes, sir. Advantage is the AD value is low, so it's fast, right?
Okay.
And disadvantage is a lot of work for administrator because manually we have to add the routes.
Okay.
So in big network, it's very
in small network
challenge.
used in static routing.
Very good point.
Network,
Small network. Yes, we cannot use static routing in large network
large
because
network. Yeah.
we have to give the routing tables manually, and in large network, whenever the network will change, it's not possible to put that network in the routing table every time, right? So yes, this is only for the small network. Yes, very good point is
If the link goes down, it is very difficult for
it is easy to implement in a small network. Okay, the first point is it is easy to implement in small network. The second point is static routing is secure. In which terms we can say that static routing is secure?
small network.
No, like how can we say that static routing is secure? How? If I'm saying that static routing is secure, then dynamic routing in which parameter we can say that static routing is secure than dynamic routing? There should be a parameter when I can judge and I can decide like, yes, it's secure, it's not secure. Just like Telnet and SSH. Telnet is less secure, SSH is more secure. Why? There's a logic, there is a difference. So just like that, if I'm saying static is less secure and static is more secure than dynamic routing protocol, what are the parameters? It's a common sense. In static routing, we are configuring, we are creating the routing table manually. Means if we have multiple routers, they are not sharing their information automatically, right? They are not sending any updates to the neighbor router. It means there is no traffic for routing protocol is going between two routers, right? So if someone in between is trying to capture the network, trying to hack the network, they will not get any updates regarding the routing protocol. Correct?
Yeah.
That is why it's a secure, because routers are not sharing their information with each other automatically. So no traffic is going from one router to another router automatically, right? It's logic?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, if the routers are not using or not broadcasting or not forwarding their updates to neighbor router, as per that concept, we can say that in static routing, no routing algorithm or updates mechanism is required. Therefore, extra resources like CPU or the RAM of the router are not required. Correct? Is it clear, or should I repeat once again?
Repeat, sir.
Yes, sir.
You can write like this.
Yes, overhead.
Yes, no routing algorithm mechanism required. That is why therefore extra resources like CPU or RAM are not required. Is it clear? If router is not forwarding their information of routing table to the neighbor routers, it means router is not using, like that static routing is not using any extra resources of router like CPU or RAM, right? Srinu, you can turn off your camera, brother. I think if your camera is on, you can turn off your camera. Okay, now. Is it done? What are the advantages? Let us come to the disadvantages. So as it's only applicable for small network, it means the disadvantages is it is not applicable, or we cannot configure static routing in the large network. Okay. The second, here in this static routing, every time whenever the network is getting changed or anything, if you are adding or removing any network, manual intervention is required to reroute the traffic. Right down here, manual intervention required to reroute traffic.
Sir, on small doubts, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, why the static routing is not useful for big networks, sir?
Why it's not required for the large network?
Yes, sir.
In the large network, what do you mean by large network? Where you have more than 60, 70, 80 networks are there, right?
Yes, sir.
In the large network, whenever, because we are in the static routing, nothing is automatic. Everything you have to configure manually, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
if you are working as an administrator in the large network, is it possible for you to like check each and every network on a daily basis and just check the routing tables on a daily basis? If there is 50 networks, you will check like each and every network is given there in the routing table or not. I have given the network path properly or not. Is it possible on a daily
Not
basis?
possible.
Not
No, sir,
possible.
not possible.
That is
Difficult,
why
sir. Yes, sir.
static routing is limited only for
Yes, sir.
the small network.
Yes, sir.
Clear now?
Clear, sir.
Okay. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of the static. Now let us come to the dynamic routing protocol. So if I understand the static routing, what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages, we can say that dynamic routing is the best choice for large network, right? Dynamic routing, let me take the new one. Yes. So the first reason why we use dynamic routing, because this is the best choice for the large network, because it share the routing table automatically without manual intervention. The second thing is dynamic routing protocols helps the network administrator to manage the network in terms of providing redundant path. Providing redundant path. It is best for large network. Those who are creating the notes, please note this, okay? The second one is
Helps the network administrator.
it helps network administrator. It helps network administrator to manage network in terms of the first point is providing redundant path, and the second one is it automatically implement the alternate path when a link goes down. If you will understand the first point, the second point is already clear, right? Now,
Yes, sir.
the first thing is it is best for large network. We know why, because there is a limitation in static routing, and in dynamic it's automatically. The second point is it helps network administrator to manage the network in terms of what? How it manages the network administrator? It provides the network administrator to manage the or to provide the redundant path. What is redundant? We already covered that in the spanning tree. What is redundant? Anyone, guys?
Unwanted link.
Unwanted, unnecessary, which is not required. Okay. So why we will use that? Why we will use unnecessary path or unrequired path in our network? Just for the backup. If any links goes down, the backup path will automatically up. So this 2 points is basically not 2 points, it's 1 point altogether. Providing redundant path. Why we were providing redundant path? So that if any links will goes down, this will automatically, the alternate path will automatically implement and active, right? So there is no need rocket science. It's a very simple point. These both points are same. If we are providing any redundant path anywhere in any protocol, that is just because for the backup, right? Any question from this?
No, sir, understand, sir.
Cool. Now let us come to the advantages and disadvantages. This is the reason why you use dynamic routing protocol.
I've got a
Now,
question, sir.
sorry. Yes, Bright.
Yes, I've got a question. All right, say for instance, we have configured dynamic DHCP on our server. Say for instance, the system is failing to assign IP addresses to nodes. So that means if the server goes down, the whole network is going to be affected, right?
So it didn't get you. Like you're saying, you are configured DSCP. You have configured DSCP in a network, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
And
Yes.
you have configured DSCP where? In the router or DSCP server?
Sorry?
You have configured DSCP where? In the router or in the DSCP server? We have an option to configure DSCP in the router as well, but we can use DSCP server in the network as well to provide the IP address automatically to each and every host. So your requirement is what? You have configured DSCP router or DSCP server? I think he's disconnected. Okay, no worries. So now we are on the, okay, dynamic routing advantages and disadvantages. Let us come here. Okay, anyone who can say like what are the advantages and disadvantages of dynamic routing?
Easy for monitoring. Advantages.
Okay, advantages and disadvantages. Okay, easy for monitoring. Okay, anyone else? Anything?
Disadvantage
Time
is
save.
more overhead.
Sorry,
So disadvantage is more overhead.
more overhead. Okay,
Difficult to find the problem occurred.
how? Why it's difficult?
To to I mean to know where the problem in large network.
Okay, all right. All points are very good. Now, if we have the advantages and disadvantages in my mind of the static routing, we will compare according to that what are here which we are getting in the dynamic routing. Okay, the first thing is it is suitable in all topologies where multiple routers are required. Means if you are using a large network and you have multiple routers, 10, 20, 50, 100, 500, okay, that doesn't matter. It is suitable for that kind of topology because you are not going to give manual entries for each and every network. You just have to configure the router. You just have to inform the router like what are the directly connected network. You just inform that router. It will automatically broadcast with a neighbor router. Okay, it will automatically share their routing table information with neighbor routers, right? So the first point is it is suitable in all kind of topology, all kind of network, you can say, where multiple routers are required. The second point is it's not dependent on the network size. Okay, it doesn't matter like how many routers you are using there. Okay, so generally independent of the network size And the third point is, as it's sharing their information, routing information automatically, that is why we can say it's automatically adopt topology to route traffic if possible. Okay, so basically these are the three advantages of dynamic routing protocol. Now what are the disadvantages of like dynamic routing protocol? It is more complex, which you already said that it is more complex to implement. Okay, the second point is static routing was more secure. It is less secure. Why? Because it shares their information, the routing information, with the neighbor routers with a hello packet. They send the routing information to neighbor routers. So that is why it is the traffic is generating between each router for the routing protocol. So it can be traced, it can be tracked. So that is why it's less secure. Okay, I think someone is messaging. Let me check who is this. Not able to hear me. Who is this? Am I audible, guys?
Yes, sir, you're audible, sir.
Okay. So I don't know who is messaging that I'm not audible. So guys, please, brother, whoever send me the message, please check your setting from your end. I think issue is from your end, not from my end. Okay, so please check that. All right. Now, okay, this is less secure. The third one is, we can say routes depend on the current topology. Okay, route depends on current topology. What do you mean by this? Route depends on current topology. As for me, this is not the disadvantages, this is the advantages. Okay, but still, because right now, if suppose I have 1, 2, 3, 4. The costing is like, you can say 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, or say here 5. So dynamic routing automatically select the, if I talk about the link state, okay, link state routing protocol works on the costing. So if I am sending any packet from here to here, it will check like which are the shortest path. So it will check the metric. So for this route, we have the distance of 5, 3 plus 2, 5. Okay. So whenever I will send any packet, it will select this path to reach this destination. But unfortunately, if this links fail, this will select this path automatically because there is no link for this network. Okay, so it depends on the current topology, whichever is working right now, it choose that path to reach the destination. Okay, so this is the third thing. The fourth thing is, as they are sharing their information to each other, so it requires, if I'm doing anything, the energy is getting waste. If I'm saying something, if I'm speaking to something to someone, or if I'm talking to someone, my energy is getting waste. In static routing, we learned that it does not require any resources like RAM or CPU to share the routing tables between each router, because it is not sharing their information. We have manually created the routing table, but here they are sharing the routing table, they are sharing the routing information with each network. That is why it will require the additional required additional CPU, RAM and bandwidth. Okay. In dynamic routing protocol, it required additional CPU, RAM and bandwidth because they are sharing their information to each other automatically, right? So these are the advantages and disadvantages of the now I can hear you. Thanks. Thank you so much, brother. But I'm not aware like who are you. So if you can type your name, I will be able to understand who are you. Now, so these are the theory part of static routing, dynamic routing. Okay, now we will come to the first routing protocol, which is RIP. Okay. Okay, one more thing. Before I come to the RIP v1 or RIP v2, I just want to check the basic knowledge of yours. Why actually like distance vector routing protocol is getting obsolete day by day. Okay, we have to understand why, what are the reason behind that, why we are depending on linked state routing protocol and we are obsoleting like dynamic routing protocol, distance vector routing protocol. So what are the reason behind that? So let us say we already learned about distance vector. What do you mean by distance vector? I already covered in the last session. What is distance vector? What do you understand by distance vector? Anyone?
Sir, it's use hop count.
Okay, it use hop count, but with the term, I just want to check the understanding, not the reason. Distance vector. What do you mean by distance? What do you mean by vector?
Okay.
Distance means how far,
from traveling from source to destination.
right? And vector means in which direction.
పట్టుకెళ్ళండి సార్ ఇప్పుడు 2 meters 5 meters అని పట్టుకెళ్ళండి సార్ ఇష్టం సార్.
Okay, in which direction? Distance means how far, vector means in which direction. It means if I'm talking about a distance vector routing protocol, they will use the mechanism like how far I have to reach and in which direction. Simple concept, right? Now, what are the demerits? What are the demerits of distance routing, distance vector routing protocol? Okay, suppose if I have this 3 router, sorry. One. Now, this is router A, this is router B, this is router C. If I'm sending any packet, suppose here we have a network 192.168.0.0, 1.0, 2.0, 3.0. Okay. If I am running routing protocol RIP, this is a distance vector routing protocol. This router has the information 0.0 and 1.0 is directly connected. 0.0 and 1.0 is directly connected. 2.0 and 3.0. 2.0 can be reached through this says 1.2 IP is here, 1.2 IP, and the administrative distance will be 120. The hop will be 1. Okay. This is the information router A has regarding 2.0 network. Regarding 3.0 network, the next hop IP is same 1.2. As RIP, I'm using the RIP, the administrative distance will be 120 and the metric would be 1, 2, 2 hop. So 2 hop. Okay. Router B, this is for this router. Now for router B, the directly connected network is 1.0 and 2.0. If you guys will face any difficulties in understanding, please ask me, interrupt me then and there. Okay. Whatever I'm writing, if you face any difficulties in understanding, please interrupt me then and there. It is important to clear your concept. It is important to clear your logic. If you will keep silent, if you not ask me and I will move forward, definitely you will not understand at the later part. Okay, so it's my instruction. If you are facing any difficulties, no need to hesitate. Ask me then and there. Okay, not one time, 100 times I will give you answer. Now, this B router has the information of 1 and 2 directly connected. This and this network means 1 and 2 has the information is directly connected. Now, through RIP, this is RIP. Through RIP, this is getting the information of 0 network. Router A is sharing the information that I can reach 0 network. So B can understand that 0.0 network can be reached how? Through 1.1 IP. This is the next hop for 00 network, 1.1, and the administrative distance is 120 and the metric is 1 hop. Now through RIP, router B is getting the information about 3.0 network as well. 3.0 network can be reached through 2.2 IP address. Administrative distance will be 120 and the hop is 1. Okay. Now C router. What is the information with C router? We have connected network is 2.0 and 3.0. To RIP, it is getting the information about 0.0 network. 0.0 network. How can we reach 00 network? Through 2.1. 2.1, the next hop IP. The administrative distance 120 and the hop is 2. 1, 2. Then we can reach 00 network. Through RIP, it can reach to 1.0 network as well. This network. Which path? The next hop is 2.1. This IP and the administrative 120 and the hop is 1. Metric would be 1, right? Now, it can be possible, says router B. Router B has this information. Router A has this information. These both router are sharing their information to each other, right? Router A has also the information about 3.0 network with 2 hop. Router B has the information about 3.0 information after 1 hop. It can be possible that this link goes down. Router B gets the information that now I cannot reach to 3.0 network, that the network is down. But router A does not get that information. Router A has still the information about 3.0 network. Router A will forward the information to router B that I can still go to 3.0 network with the metric of 2. So router B will like update the routing table. It will implement, okay, so A can reach 3.0 with 2 and A is 1 hop next to me. It means I can reach to 3.0 with the metric of 3, right? It will send again back the same information that I can reach 3.0 network with 3 metric. Router A will update that thing. This process will go to the infinite time. Okay, that is known as count to infinity. Okay, that is called count to infinity. Okay, due to that there is network congestion come. Okay, root poisoning can come. It impacts the entire network just because the same thing is going again and again and again and again. Okay, so that is the demerit. That is the reason why we are not depending now on a distance vector routing protocol on a large network. That is why we are avoiding that distance vector routing protocol. Okay. Now, let us come to the configuration of RIP, and then we will move to the OSPF part. Okay. Is there any question from this? Any question from this? To avoid these things, we have implemented two things. One is root poisoning, which hope count, we say hope count is a thing we have limited to distance vector routing protocol. We have limited the distance routing protocol that it will only count the network till 16 hop. It will not go to the infinity. Okay, that is the you can say medicine for this issue, count to infinity reason. Okay. Okay, now let us come to the next thing, configuration. Router RIP configuration. Router RIPs comes into two versions, RIP v1 and RIP v2. What are the difference between them? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, RIP version 1 is classful and 2 is classless.
Very good.
And it's one version is doesn't support VLSM, and RIP version 2 is support VLSM.
The same. If you are saying classful, the same meaning is VLSM. Okay.
And I think RIP version 1 is no authentication supported, and and 2 is support authentication MD55.
Class 1 support only networking and class 2 support networking plus subnet.
What do you mean by networking plus subnet? What do you mean by only networking?
Hello. Rajkumar, tell me.
Yes, Pawan.
From here to it's moved from 5. Yeah, just now spoken told Kiran, we are moving from 5.
Whole and soul.
Actually from here to it moved from 5. So it should come from 5 access point.
Pawan, you are saying to me or
Yeah,
someone
actually
else?
even though he dropped, Rahul also dropped a mail, we are sending 5 access
I think he's
from this
speaking to
door
someone
this
else.
place. Then
Okay, no worries. Yes, so the basic difference, the main difference is RIP v1 is classful and RIP v2 is classless. Now, what is classful routing protocol and what is classless routing protocol? There is nothing. If you know, if you have attended IP addressing classes, subnetting classes, what do you mean by classful routing protocol and classless, classful IP address and classless IP address? The same meaning is here also implementing. Okay, what is classful routing protocol? The routing protocol which does not support VLSM. It means we are not breaking a network. It is calculating the network as a default with a default subnet mask, that is called classful routing protocol, and the routing protocol which support VLSM is called classless routing protocol. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Hereby I seeking to increase volume.
Sorry?
Seeking to increase volume, voice.
My?
Yes.
Okay. Am I not audible clearly?
No, it's
Sharon?
audible.
Increase volume.
So volume like my volume, because I am speaking much like louder, whatever, how can I speak? I'm just sticking to that. I'm in the vacant room. No one is here. I'm shouting from my end. So if you are unable to hear me, I think, are you using headphone or just with a speaker, mobile speaker?
No, not using headphones, sir.
So I request you please, if possible, connect your headset.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Because I'm trying with my level best. I'm speaking as louder as I can possible.
Okay, right.
Okay. Now, no confusion here, classless and classful. Okay. Now, let us come to the configuration part. RIPv1 is obsolete. It's not using anymore, but still there's only one command difference. Whenever you will configure RIPv1, for RIPv1, we have router, RIP, and then network. You have to enter the network details over there. Okay. But in RIPv2, we have the command router, RIP,
version 2.
version 2, and then
Network.
network. So now I'm going to the like practical part, and I will create a topology where that topology will be like this. So, okay. And this will be also connected to a internet network. Okay. This would be like a border router. This end we have an internet, you can say ISP, and this is our local network. Okay. For two organization we have two network. So just give me 1 second. Let me share the screen. Okay, can you see my screen now, guys?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me do it quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Switch. 1, 2, 3.
Sir, which one? Which version is this GNS3?
Sorry, packet trace you're talking about? Hello?
Yes, sir. This is packet tracer. I think so. It's
The
GNS3.
latest one. The latest one. 7.3.
Okay,
7.3.
thanks.
Okay, now let me connect the network here. Okay, before that, as this is the WAN in, so let me enter a serial interface here. I have just connected a serial interface on this router and on this router as well, so that we can connect the serial interface. Now, controller end, serial, and this side I will connect through Gigabyte Ethernet. On the WAN interface, because I don't know the information about the WAN interface. So on the WAN interface, on this like internet side, I will configure the default routing. Okay, where we use default routing, the area where we don't know the networks about the further network. So on that area we will use default routing. Done. So now say on this network I am going to configure 10.0.0.0 network. Okay, in this internal here 11.0.0.0, okay, 10 here in the internal part of this, 11 here in this both routers, 12 here, sorry not 12, 192.168.0.0 network here, 192.168.1.0 network here, 192.168.2.0 network here, and 192.168.2. Sorry, 3.0 network here. Okay. This router will will be my border router. Okay, and on this area this too will be the organization network for okay, and this would be my internet network. Okay, done. Now let us come to the configuration part. Let us configure the IP quickly. So the very first thing which I'm going to do here is I'm just going to configure the IP. I will not configure the routing protocol now. First of all, I will configure the routing. Then I will come to the routing protocol part. Okay, so don't think that whatever I'm doing or what I'm doing, that is why I'm informing you. The first thing I'm going to configure the IP address, the basic configuration. I will give the IP address and I will run the DHCP to provide the IP address to the PCs. Okay, that's it. And I will change the host name of the router. So in sequence, the host name would be R1, R2, R3, R4. That's it. Okay. So I'm on R1 now. Enable config T, host name R1. Here we have two interface. Let me check which one is that. Okay, at the right serial 010 and at the left G000. So int z 0/0/0 IP address 192.1 sorry 10.0.0.1.1.
Sir, 10, sir. You have mentioned 1.
Okay, thank you so much, brother. 10.0.0.1 255.255.255.0. I'm taking 24 bits. Okay. Yes. No shut. int s 0/1/0 IP address 11.0.0.1. No shut. Okay. IP DHCP full network 1 network 10.0.0.0. Default router will be 10.0.0.1. Okay, that's it. Let us check. I'm getting the IP or not. Getting Reading. Done. So now this part is configured. Let us come to this R2. No enable config host name R2 INTS 0/1/0. IP address would be 11.0.0.2.0. No such. So as it's a serial interface and this is the DCE end, controller end, so we will configure the clock rate here. Clock rate. Okay. Now this is done for this interface. Serial 0/0/0, where I have mentioned that. Okay, I think I have done it wrong. No. Yes, serial 010. Let me check. So IP INT brief. Yes. Okay. Serial 010. Serial 010 done. Now this end. Okay, we have 192.168.0.0, 1.0, 3.0, and here we have 2.0. Right. Now, so let me go to the interface Z000 INT Z0/0/0 IP address 192.168.0.1. No shut INT Z0/0/1 IP address 192.168.2.1. No shut. So I had given 0.1 on this interface and 2.1 on this interface. No confusion. Let us come to R3. Enable config T, hostname R3. This one. INT Z0/0/1 IP address 192.168.0/1. Okay, this interface. So we have 1.1 here, 1.1, no shut, and INT Z0/0/0. We have IP address 192.168.0.2. No shut. Okay. Now, here we have to run the DSCP so that we can provide the IP address. So let me create DSCP, IP DSCP pool network. Network 1.0 network we have. Default router would be 192.168.1.1. Let us check. One dot two, getting IP. 1.3, 1.4. Okay. Now let us come to this this router. Yes. Enable config T, hostname R4, INT Z0/0/0, IP address 192.168.2.2, 255.255.255.0, INT Z0/0/1, IP address 192.168.3.1, 255.255.255.0. No shut. Okay, INT Z0/0/0, No shit. Okay, done. Now I have to run the DSCP over here. IP DSCP pool network 3. Network we have 3.0. And default router would be 192.168.3.1. Let me check. .2. .3. .4. Okay, now so IP assignment is done. Now I have to configure the routing protocol. At this side, okay, on this side, I will use routing information protocol RIP v1. At this side, I don't know which network is running. I am here as an ISP. I don't know about this network. So I will just configure the default routing over here because this is the border network. Okay. So the first thing on this router also, I'm not aware about the further network. So I will come here. So what was the command for default routing? IP route
IP route 0.0.
IP route 0.0.0.0
Space
0.0.0.0. Now the
DHCP.
next hop is this one. So 11.2, 11.0.0.2. Okay, done. On this network, I am coming here and IP route 0.0.0.0, 0.0.0.0. For this network, I don't know anything. So I'm just configuring this router on this interface, on the WAN interface. This is connected with this. So the IP on this interface is 11.1. So to go to this network or any further network, I don't have any information. So I'm just giving the instruction to router for any network which information this router does not have. You have to go through which network 11.0.0.1. Any packet will come to this router for that for that network. If this router does not have the information, they will simply forward that packet to this interface and this router will look after that. So done, right? No confusion till now? No confusion till now?
No, sir.
Okay, let us check the protocol here on R1 to check the protocols. What are the commands we use?
So
So IP protocols, because right now this router does not have any dynamic routing protocol, so it's showing nothing. Let us come to this network as well. So IP protocols, nothing is here. No routing protocol is running here. If I check the route, so IP route, it is showing two network is directly connected and one is default, right? This router will also show the same thing. Show IP route 1, 2, 3 network is directly connected 1, 2, 3 and here is a default route, right? Now I'm going to configure RIP v2 on this router. We have two networks over here. Now config T router RIP. Please make sure on this network, this is not my RIP network. This is the WAN network for which I don't have any information. That is why I have configured for this interface. We have configured dynamic routing. This interface has nothing to take with the default routing. This interface has nothing to take with the dynamic routing. I am the administrator. I am going to configure here, and for these two network, I will give the instruction that I means R2. R2 knows two directly connected network about 00 and 20. Okay. So router RIP
Enter.
version 2
Version 2.
network. Which network it knows? 0.0 and 2.0, 192.168.0.0 and 192.168.1.0. Okay,
2 dot.
network 192.168. Oh, sorry, 2.0.
2.0.
0.0 and 2.0. Done. Now check. Do show IP route. Nothing is here. Do show IP protocols.
Protocol.
Here
IP protocol.
we have 0.0 and 2.0, right? 0.0 and 2.0. Now let us come to this network. This router R2, same thing I have to configure. Router VIP version 2 network. Which two network is directly connected? 0.0 and 1.0. So I will inform that 192.168.0.0 is directly connected and 1.0 is directly connected. Done. Now let us come to this router. Router RIP version 2 network 192.168. 2.0 and 3.0 is directly connected with this R4.
Excuse me, sir.
2.0.
Hello.
Yes.
So we could not able to see nothing. It's a hide.
Sorry.
Your screen. So whichever you are typing, we could not able to see it. There is hide.
You are not able to see.
Yes, sir. Configuration, whichever you are doing now.
Why it's screen shared? Let me show one thing.
Yes, sir. It's visible to everyone.
No, it's visible, but I think so. Their network, I think.
It's good, man. Can you zoom it?
1 second. Can you see Pawan now?
Yeah, I can see, but router
Okay.
3 could not able to see configuration.
Router 3.
Yeah, you are configuring router 3, right, sir? Now.
No, router 4, R4 here.
Oh, still it's in. I think so. A network problem, sir. But it's stuck in router 3 only here.
Okay, it's stuck in router 3. Well, let me stop and try once again. Is it visible now?
Yeah, sir.
Sir, you are good.
Yes. Saheza.
Now it's good, sir.
Okay.
I
all right.
think it's
Pawan, is it now? Is it okay now?
Yeah, sir.
Okay. So I have configured this R4. I have informed that R4 that these two network 2.0 and 4.0 is directly connected. Now let us check the information here. Show IP route. Yes, here you can see like this router has the information about 1.0. Okay, still it's not here. Show IP route 2.0. Show IP route. Okay. So now look here. If I'm coming to this router, okay, and typing show IP route. So this router has the information about 1.0 and 2.0. Okay, 1.0 and 2.0. What about 3.0? I have not given the 3.0 network. Show run. Router version. Okay, 2.4. Okay, 2 and 4. I have given 2 and 4. That is why it's my mistake. I have to enter 3.0. Okay. config T router RIP no network 192.168.4.0. There's no any network like that, so we have to give the 3.0 network 192.168.3.0. okay, 1.0. So this router is getting now show IP route 1 and 2. Here we go. So this router has the information about 1 network, 2 network and 3 network. Okay, 1, 2 and 3 means this is itself 0 and 2, so it's not showing that. 1, 3, 1 and 3, it's getting the information about 1 and 3 here, 1 and 3, right? Done. Now 1 second, show router RIP 0 and 2. Okay, yes, this router, let us check this router. Show run those show IP route. This router is getting information about 2 and 3 through RIP. Through RIP it's getting the information about 2 and 3. Okay, means if this router has to reach 2 network, how it will reach? Through 0.1. Who is 0.1? Next of 0.1, this one. Okay, and for 3 also it will go to the 0.1. okay, the same thing over here as well. Do show IP route 0 and 1. 0 and 1. For 0 and 1, how it will reach? Through 2.1. Who is 2.1? This interface 2.1, right? Clear everything? Now for this network, I'm not getting any information about here for this particular network. Everything is done here. If I am trying to ping from here, this is 1.2 and this PC is 3.4. Let me ping 192.168.3.4. It is communicating from here to here. Done, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes, sir. Yes.
here we are able to communicate from this PC to this PC, but we also configure the default routing over here. And if I'll try to ping from this PC to this PC, let us check if it's going or not. So we have the command, IP is 10.0.0.2. Let me try from here. Ping 10.0.0.2. Destination host unreachable. From where it's getting that information? 1.1. Who is 1.1? This is 1.0. This router is informing that this router does not have any information about that particular network, right? And that router also have no entry about any other networks in this routing table. Cool. That is why this router is sending the information that the destination where you are trying to reach, that is unreachable. Done. Now for that, what we have to do? We have to, this static routing, the logic is, if the default routing will be informed to this router, then this router will understand, yes, there is some default routing or that other network which can be reached through this network or through this router. So the same thing which we will do here is the only one command. We have configured router RIP. So we will go to router RIP. I will inform that router. This router has that information. This router has the information about this network, default network. I don't know have this information network. So I just want to originate. I just want to inform the other routers about a special network which is default information originate. Okay. I have gone to the router rip command of this router, the border router, and I am informing the routing table to broadcast about the information of default network, default information, whatever you have, you just originate it. You just forward it through the other network. So the command is default information originate. No rocket science, simple command. What we are doing here, we are informing the router rip that the information for default network, whatever you have, the information about the default network, you just originate it, right? Done. Now let us check this router. Earlier we have this routing protocol. Now let us check once again. Show IP route. There's another entry coming here with R star. Okay, the star indicates what? Candidate default, right? So I don't have any information about that, but this router has the entry that if any unknown packet is coming to this network which is not known to this router, he will do what? He will just forward that packet to 0.1 and 0.1 will take care about that network. Now let us try. Done? Done? Only one command was required at the border router. That was, yes, Amadi. Any question? No? Okay, so only one command was required at the border router. What was that? If I am configuring any configuration protocol, not about the routing information protocol. Suppose if I am configuring here OSPF, okay.
No question, sir. I told you that it's good. No,
Okay.
sir, thank you.
Thank you so much. So suppose if I'm configuring OSPF router OSPF, I'm not configuring right now, I'm just telling you, okay, 100. The same command will run over here. If I'm configuring OSPF in this network, in the internal network, okay, and I want to inform about the default network, which is the WAN network, about this OSPF network. So I will go to that that mode, router OSPF mode, and then default information originate. The same command will be there as well. Okay. Then if you are configuring OSPF, the entry will be like here, just like it's R star. At that point of time, it will be O star. OSPF, through OSPF, it will get the default network. Done? Any query till now, guys?
No, sir, but sir, I have a question. It's we say that one side is RIP and
Amadi,
other
your voice
side
is very
is,
static, brother. Your
like
voice is
we
very
are
static.
connected to the internet. Sir,
You-
is there any command to show it or no?
Dear, your voice is very static. We are unable to understand. I don't know about others, but I am unable to hear you properly.
Sir, now
Can you please type? Can you please type the command in the like message box so that we can read that? Because your voice is very static. We are not getting it clearly. Guys, are you getting his voice clearly?
Sir.
No.
Sir.
No. Yes. So, dear, like, please type the command, type the question, whatever you are asking. 1 second. I think you have typed something. Murugesh, no. No, brother. Like, no one is able to hear you properly. Just type your question. You just type your question. Just type your question. Okay. Okay. So, anyone has any question regarding this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, question.
Sir, can you explain again the default originate command, because sir, I didn't get.
Okay, on the border router where you are connecting two networks, like sorry, two protocols. This is the border router for me. On this internal network, I am using RIP. Here, I don't have the information what network is going there. I just configure the default route for this. For other networks,
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes.
just
Sir.
default routing, right? 0.0. I don't have. What does it mean? Any network, right? So I just went to router RIP. Okay, router RIP mode. I inform that router RIP to originate the default information as well, so that whenever this router will send the RIP information to other routers, it will also mention that I also have a default information network, which is 0.0.0. So if you guys have any packet coming for any unknown network, you just forward it to me. I will forward it to that network. That's it. So
But sir,
the command is default information originate.
so sir, can you type the show IP route command
Yes.
here?
On this network,
Yeah, this router only.
do show IP route. Okay. On this router, you will not get any impact. If you
Okay.
want to check, you have to check these routers.
Okay.
Because they are getting the updates from this router about that information. So
Okay.
earlier, earlier when I type the command show IP route here, okay, I was getting this information. Okay, 1, 2 directly connected. Through RIP, I was getting 2 network and 3 network. That's it. But now
Okay, so
after,
understood, sir. Yeah.
after that, when I type the command show IP route, it is getting another entry over here through RIP star the default information.
Okay.
Okay. Any query from anyone else? Okay, now one more thing is here. Whenever you will go here on any router, wherever RIP is running, and you will type the command show IP protocol, you will get this line here, automatic network summarization is in effect. Means, as I told you, that RIP is a classful routing protocol. It summarizes the network automatically as a classful. So whenever you guys will configure VLSM here, this is your task. You will do the VLSM and you will check the routing table. It will understand that as a classful. If you want to make it classless, if you want to inform the router that do not auto summarize, for that there is a command. What is the command?
No auto summary.
Exactly. So just go to configuration mode and router RIP, no auto summary.
No auto summary.
Okay. So after giving this command, whenever you will go there and check once again, show IP, do show IP protocol, you will see like not in effect now. Okay. Earlier it was auto summarization in effect. Now auto summarization is not in effect. Okay. Done. One more thing. Passive interface. What is passive interface? What is passive interface? As we have learned here, dynamic routing. Yes, we have learned here that in dynamic routing, this thing. Can you see that? It required additional CPU, RAM and bandwidth. So it will impact the network speed as well, right? Performance and speed. So if by default this router is broadcasting the routing information on all the interfaces, right?
Yes, sir.
But as I can see here, like this router is connected with a local area network here, and there is no any router or as such in this interface. So what is the required? Like why we will broadcast and we will use CPU, RAM for unnecessary purpose. So in that scenario, the interface, whichever is connected to the local area network or the interface where you don't want to originate or send the updates about the routing information protocol, on that interface we will go and inform the router this is the passive interface, so that router will not send the broadcast or information, the routing information to that interface. Okay, so what is the command for that? Router rip, and the command is passive interface. I have to inform that this is the passive interface, this interface z0/0 z 0/0/1. Okay, now earlier here you can see that passive interface is nothing. Now router get the information, so IP do show IP protocol. Router understand that passive interface, these are the passive interface, so I don't have to send the updates on these interfaces. Okay, that is unnecessary. We don't need to invest our energy on that unnecessary ports. Okay, the same thing I will do here as well. Enable config T router rip passive interface z 0/0/1. Done. Done. Any question now? Any question, guys? Anyone? Brother, I'm extremely sorry. You please type Amadi. Amadi, please type your question, brother. Your voice is very static. We are unable to hear you. Okay, please type your question in the chat box. Just type your question so that we can hear you properly. Okay. Yes. Anyone, guys? Any question? Waiting for you guys. Him?
No, sir.
Oh, him.
Sir, good evening.
Good evening, brother. How are you?
Fine, sir.
And how is your training going on?
तो चल ही रही है.
अभी भी वहीं पर कोरोना में फंसे हो?
एक लिस्ट लेके बैठे हैं भाई.
ध्यान रखना भाई थोड़ा.
कभी 2-4 दिन समझ में नहीं आए.
हाँ बिल्कुल. आस्क.
एक तो डिफॉल्ट राउटिंग समझ में नहीं आई, और दूसरा ये बॉर्डर राउटर जो आपने कहा वो समझ में नहीं आया, और दूसरा डिफॉल्ट नेटवर्क अल्टरनेटिव जो आपने लगाया वो समझ में नहीं आया.
ओके. लास्ट क्लास में थे, सैटरडे को थे?
सर
नहीं थे. और वीडियोस भी नहीं देखा होगा? नहीं देखा था ना?
नहीं.
अब मैं बताऊंगा भी नहीं. Static routing, we have 4 kind of static routing: network based, host based, floating, and default routing. So basically default routing means what? Default routing means where you don't have any information about the networks. Okay, suppose I am the ISP and I am providing the networks to my locality. Okay, I know I have that information, like what are the networks on which you can say street or whatever, but I am also connected to the internet. Okay, where I do not have any information about internet, like to reach Google, what are the networks I have to cross? Okay, is it possible for anyone to know about that for all the entire network? No. The network where you do not have any information, you will just use default routing to pass the network from that interface. That's it. Further things will be taken care by the next hop or the next router. Okay, suppose it's a very good question, and let me explain. Okay, suppose I am the ISP. Okay, I am the ISP of any location. I am providing the network to other networks. Okay, suppose this is street number 1. Okay, here we have multiple homes and I have provided the network to them. Street number 2, here we have multiple homes, I have provided a different network over here. Okay, so I have given the network connectivity to each and every person which is known to me. Okay, I know this network, this network, this network. Okay, but to provide them the internet connectivity, I also have to connect to the internet. These are the internet, right? I have the information about this network, but is it possible to get the information about this network where Google server is here, Google, suppose, and we have multiple networks over here. Hell lot of network over here, right? So is it possible for me to get the information about all the networks to reach any server? No. So I will have the internal network, but for external what? I don't have the information about this network. So what will I do? I will just on this interface which is connected to the, like if I'm the ISP, I also get the network from someone. Okay, so I will configure the network which I am configuring here on a WAN interface. I will configure the default routing here. Okay, so that whenever I will get any packet which is unknown to me, that will be forwarded to this network, and this router will take care of that network. This router, suppose this router is also somewhere an ISP, he is providing the network to someone. Okay, he knows about this network, he does not know about this network, so he will like configure default routing here. This is doing the same thing. So ultimately by doing that only I am reaching this Google server. Is it clear now? The network which is unknown to you, on that interface you will configure the default network. That's it. Done. The second thing was default information originate, right? So I was connected to this router, I was connected to this router, I was connected to this router. I have configured RIP on the entire network, right? So this router was getting the information about this network and this network through RIP. This router is configured with RIP. I am sending the information to this router that I know, suppose this is 0.1, 1.1 and 2.1. So I am sending the information to this router that by if you want to reach 2.1, just forward the packet to me. I know about 2.1. If you want to know the information about 3.1, just send the packet to me. I know about the 3.1. So this information, this router creates the entry on his routing table that for 3.0 and 2.0 network, I have to send the packet to this interface, next hop, right? What will happen if I don't, if any packet come to this router and he wants to go to the network which is not known to this router as well? Okay, this router configure itself for the default routing. Okay, but this router does not know about that default routing, that that router also have the information about some other network or the default network. So I just go to this network, I went to router RIP version there, and I inform this router that whenever you are sending the router RIP updates to other network or other routers, you also send the default information as well. Default information originate. That's it. This is the one command. I just inform this router that whenever you are sending the routing updates to the neighbor router, also send the default information which you have, so that they can get to know if he is getting any unknown packet which is not known to him, he will forward it to you, and then you will forward it to the other network. Done? Him? Him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other query from anyone else? Guys, any other query? And if I am missing anything, you can remind me, because as of now, as per my information regarding basics of default routing and RIP, I have covered no auto summary command. Yes, I have covered so IP protocols. I have covered so IP root command to check. I have covered uh, default information originate, and what else?
सर इसमें हेलो पैकेट का क्या यूज है? हेलो पैकेट,
हाँ
हेलो पैकेट सर,
हाँ हाँ, हेलो पैकेट ही सेंड होता है। तो क्या, मैं समझा नहीं, क्या पूछना क्या चाहते हो?
वही पूछना चाह रहा, हेलो पैकेट किस तरीके से वर्क करता है?
वही तो, राउटिंग टेबल जब हेलो पैकेट सेंड होता है तो उसी हेलो पैकेट्स में ही तो होता है ना कि सारा इंफॉर्मेशन कि आई नो अबाउट दिस इंफॉर्मेशन, दिस इज नेटवर्क इंफॉर्मेशन। हेलो पैकेट इज नथिंग, जस्ट द अपडेट्स अबाउट द राउटिंग इंफॉर्मेशन, दैट्स इट।
सर ड्रॉबैक, आरआईपी का ड्रॉबैक ही यही है कि ये हर 30 सेकंड में इसका हेलो पैकेट सेंड करता है, मैंने पढ़ा था।
भाई वही तो मैंने बताया ना, तुम शायद लेट से आए हो, शुरू से थे, लेट से आए।
नहीं सर, टाइम पे आया।
हाँ,
टाइम पे आया,
टाइम पे आए थे तो मैंने बताया। तो देखो, ये सिर्फ RIP का डिमेरिट्स नहीं है, दिस इज द डिसएडवांटेजेस ऑफ ऑल डिस्टेंस वेक्टर राउटिंग प्रोटोकॉल। दैट इज व्हाई वी आर अवॉइडिंग डिस्टेंस वेक्टर राउटिंग प्रोटोकॉल नाउअडेज, क्योंकि उसके वजह से तुम्हारा काउंट टू इन्फिनिटी जो ऑकर होता है, क्योंकि हर 30 सेकंड में वो अपडेट्स भेजेगा।
यस सर।
और in case in between that 30 seconds, if any network is dropped, that information will be also circulated again and again and again and again from different routers. That is cause the count to infinity. ठीक है, तो ये एक डिमेरिट है, डिसएडवांटेजेस है। यस, ओके, एनीथिंग एल्स?
आईडीआरपी में भी यही होता है।
हाँ हाँ,
आईडीआरपी में भी वही होता है, क्योंकि वो भी डिस्टेंस वेक्टर है।
आवाज क्लियर नहीं आ रहा है भाई।
मैं कह रहा हूँ कि आईडीआरपी में भी वही होता है।
EIGRP में भी वही होता है।
आईडीआरपी सर, ये आईडीआरपी तो
IGRP तो हम लोग अब यूज ही नहीं करते हैं, दैट इज ऑब्सोल्यूट।
अच्छा, ये आईडीआरपी का हाइब्रिड हो गया।
हाँ, आएंगे, EIGRP में भी आएंगे। सो दिस इज क्लियर फॉर RIP नाउ, डन। सो it is 5:44 now. So do you want me to start OSPF, because that is a like lengthy, it's a very vast topic for OSPF and EIGRP. So if you guys want, I can start it today, or else I can start tomorrow as well.
Tomorrow, sir.
Tomorrow. Roshni?
Sir, tomorrow. Sir, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay, fine. So we will start. Everyone tomorrow? Okay.
Yeah.
Tomorrow will be fine.
Thank you so much, Philip. I heard first time from you. I was watching you from the last night. This is the first time you said tomorrow.
My apologies. I was just observing and trying to understand as much as possible.
All right. Thank you so much. So no query for you, right?
No query for me.
No.
Okay. Thank you so much, guys. So yes, tomorrow we will start OSPF, and make sure do not schedule anything till 7 p.m. as per IST. For 3 hours, tomorrow's session will be a long time, and because in this weekend I just want to complete OSPF and EIGRP as well. This is my target, so that next week we can start access control list and NetPat. Okay.
Wow.
So access control list is also a very important and very interesting topic. So we will take, and that is also like vast, lengthy. Okay, so we will take time last week for ACL, and then next to next week we will cover NetPat. Okay, so tomorrow sessions will be for 3 hours from 4 to 7. So do not schedule anything, be free, so that we can cover both the topics, OSPF and EIGRP, tomorrow. Done?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
If
sir.
you have any query, and one more thing, like I will create that what you say assessment and I will send you by today or tomorrow with entire routing protocols. I will create only one assessment and send it to you. Guys, I'm very disappointed in this assessment. Everyone is not attempting the assessment part. Okay, I'm very disappointed with that. If you are learning something, please go and test yourself. You will not only test yourself, you will also learn many new things, because assessment, whatever I'm creating, that is the combination of theoretical and practical both part. If you are getting less score, then also you don't need to worry. You will learn a lot of things. At the end of that assessment, you will get the answer of all the questions. You can take that assessment as a dumps for your exam. Okay, so just if you have not attempted the last assessment, just go and check yourself. Right now, earlier I was giving you the assessment which was offline. I had to create videos and solutions, and then I have to release that. But now it's completely changed. Now everything is online. Whatever I am sending you the assessment, that is online. You will give the answer. Just after that, you will also get the answers of that questions. You will understand what are the correct answers. You will get the answer then and there only. The practical part which I am sending you, that is a activity part. You just have to complete that 100% activities. You will learn a lot of new commands from there as well. Okay, so it's my request to everyone, please, 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 not for me, for you guys, just go and attempt all the like assessment, all practical assessment, whatever activities I'm sending you, and also the multiple choice questions. Okay. All right, guys.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Thank you so much. So we will meet once again tomorrow. Till then, bye-bye and take care. Good night.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.